Words.
Yo. Word. Peep my words. Rest in peace, Sean Price.
Words.
Yo,
That's my heavenly words. Yeah.
you know how we started off, man. We gotta take a little swiggeroni and shit.
I don't know if I like
man.
that. I don't know if I
Yo.
like swiggeroni.
Yo.
I'm gonna let that go. I don't know if I like swiggeroni.
My nigga, sweat
equity.
Yo,
Like,
y'all
I don't
just
know.
looking at everything. Y'all looking at y'all just looking at everything. Oh,
Everything is
God.
questionable now. I don't know if I like.
everything.
I don't know if I like that. A swiggeroni is.
Yo, let's all
I
just
like
let's all take a swig, my G's. If y'all don't have no red cups, y'all are phonies. Yo, y'all know how we started off, man. Yo, we gotta talk about what happened. Y'all heard the news. Tibbs is out of here. What's for the Knicks' future? Yo, we gonna drink because we all nervous on this panel. Let's keep it a buck, man. So shout out to Tibbs, man. We appreciate you. Love what you did for the city and the team. But you know what I mean? Hopefully we move on to bigger and better things. Salute.
It's over now.
Say goodbye to what we had.
Q Wanye and the fucking Boys to Men.
Listen.
Ooh. All right, man. Let's get into it. I want to welcome everyone back to Real Sports Talk, New York's new #1 sports talk show. We are the voice of the streets. Allow me to reintroduce myself. It's your boy Cash. You know who I got with me already, but if you don't, I got Jay with me, I got Q with me, I got L with me, and I got Rob with me. What's up, fellas? How we feeling?
I'm not feeling so good, but I'm super interested to hearing people like L, people like J, aka Jelonzo, Q, you know, and Cash.
All right,
Yeah,
fuck it. Let's work.
Let's go.
Work.
Let's go right in. Let's. I'm about to say. I'm about to join you. Let's get right into the nitty gritty of the story.
Let's get ready to rumble.
We were calling for it. We were calling for it. They said the streets wanted a body. Streets
that was the name of the show. Who's out there with the call that? That was your idea, Cash, right? The streets want a body.
You got one.
You got your pound of flesh now. You got your blood. What's up? Talk to us.
Who killed Famous? Nah, I'm sorry.
Who killed Famous? That shit. Streets want a body.
Streets want a body. Yo, here we go. Tibbs. Damn. Tibbs gets clipped. All right, so look, the Knicks make the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in a quarter century. And what happens? 3 days. That sounds crazy, right? Quarter century. And what happens like 3 days later? They fired Tom Thibodeau, man. Only the Knicks, right? Only the Knicks do some shit like that.
On some NFL shit.
Only the Knicks would do that. Like I'm loving the way you guys are like passionate. So I can't tell me more.
Listen, you know, and there's like, you know, the fans seem to be split. You know, there's two factions of fans. You got fans. I've been listening to sports radio all day. You got fans that are upset about it, thinking that, you know, they did him dirty. And then you got fans such as us on the panel, most of us, that, you know, kind of feel like he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? The timing, maybe some of us debate, but we all felt like Tibbs kind of wasn't getting the job done. You know, Jay called it. He was like, yo, Tibbs should go. I said he should go. Ross said he should go, but Ross said give him half a season, see what he do. If not, then you got to clip him. But listen, we all understand what Tibbs did for the franchise these last 5 years. You know, bringing us back from obscurity. You know, turning Brunson into like a bona fide superstar, maximizing Hart's potential. You know, he was coach of the year 1 year, back-to-back 51 seasons. You know, the resume, you know, the Knick resume is official. Nobody could put that on trial.
5 years in the playoffs.
4 years in the playoffs, right? No, did he make
5?
No, he didn't make it in the first year.
He didn't make it in the first year. So we all understand. You know, listen, give him props. Like I said, he did a lot of great things as the Knick coach. But we all understand the glaring deficiencies and the shortcomings that he had going on, right? Cardinal sin number 1. What's the cardinal sin number 1? I think everyone could agree on this. Refusing to play his bench, right? Yep. Running the starters into the ground. Something he's been doing for a long time, but something that was really, really illuminated during the Pacers series. I mean, there was a fucking light shining on that shit so bright that, you know, it kind of, you know, burned him. But it's really been an issue the whole time. What is another knock on him? Doesn't develop his rookies, right? We've seen Obi Toppin leaking out all series, dunking on the Knicks, hitting corner threes. And I know Leon Rose must have been like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was our rook. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, offensive ineptness, so to speak, right? Not being able to keep up with modern day offense, with the modern day offensive NBA game. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of problems that Tibbs was going through. X and O while I was on the court, and then there was some shit that I'm hearing behind the scenes. Now you're hearing, when some shit happens, you start to hear all the fuckery starts to surface and shit. You're hearing people in the locker room, some saying that assistant coaches were kind of going behind his back talking to Leon Rose. I've heard a couple of names. But it's crazy. I'm gonna play this quick clip, and then this is Boomer and Gio basically saying that they did him dirty. The assistant coaches did him dirty. Then I want to come back. I want to get y'all opinion on the firing and an opinion what Boomer and Gio said. Check this out.
I want to explore this shiv spot thing, and if people don't know what we're talking about, shiv in the back. It's a reference to a man-made or handmade weapon in jail, and then someone will shiv you in the back, and you think maybe the guy was on your side, but he's not on your side, and it's a shiv spot. So you're telling me that you believe that one of the assistant coaches was a snake in the grass, a mole up to Leon Rose, saying that Tom Thibodeau wasn't the man for the job.
Or William Wesley.
So you think that you really think Worldwide Wes is that involved still?
I do, yes.
Wow.
Have you ever looked at the Knicks organizational chart?
Yeah, I mean, it's 10 million guys with job titles I don't understand.
Right, exactly.
That's what it is.
Yo, listen. So, Jay, let's get it in, man. The Tibbs firing. You're one of the people the day before it happened was calling for his job. What do you think about him getting fired? And what do you think about what Boomer and G was talking about? Do you think he was lined up?
I think sometimes you can reach a little bit. I mean, there's a possibility that there is. I mean, I'm sure that they're really embellishing on it a little bit, to kind of have the conversation and make it fun and funny or whatever the case may be. But as far as him being fired, I did call for his job, but I didn't call for his job. I don't ever want a person to be fired, but change was necessary. And I think that we saw that in that Pacers series. And I kind of spoke about it a little bit on one of my posts to kind of give some light and some guidance to it. But if we look at Tibbs overall, he was 226 and 174 in his overall career with the Knicks in 5 years. He had a well over 500 win percentage, actually 57% win percentage if you really look at the numbers. And he got us over 50 games on the last 2 seasons. So he did a lot of good for the Knicks. He brought us back to relevancy, all those things. But just like anything else, there's a ceiling. And I think he hit his ceiling. I think he gave all he could give, and he got us to where he could get us to. I don't think that he has the playoff cachet or the playoff experience or the playoff know-how to get us over the next step. He got us 2 games within the Eastern Conference. To the finals. And then that was it. It all fell apart because that style of play has an expiration date. And that expiration date usually is the first round. We got lucky and made it to the second round, past the second round and got into the actual Eastern Conference Finals. But the long and the short of it is at some point we have to figure out what gets us beyond that. And it starts to become a situation where maybe his voice became like Charlie Brown's teachers in fucking wah, wah, wah. Hearing it. Right? You stop hearing the guy after a while. And that's possibly what could have happened. Now, I think that the Knicks front office also recognize that there's a lot of talent out there. And there's opportunities to get the next coach that can take us beyond the first round, beyond the second round, beyond the Eastern Conference Finals and into the finals. And they're in a championship or bust type of a mode right now.
Right now. They said it too. They said, what did Leon Rose say? Where our singular goal is to win the championship. That's why we got this fuck nigga out of here. No, I didn't say it like that.
They should have fucking said that because that's what they meant. There's one thing that I saw earlier today, and it kind of swayed my thoughts. And I won't go too far on this. And I know that we're going to revisit this part of it, but there are some coaches that are out there that are available, and then there are some coaches out there that are actually playing for other teams that might have a better fit in New York. And we'll get to that, after we go around the horn. But I think that the Knicks were looking forward and they were looking beyond the Eastern Conference Finals into the future to try to find out what's next. because I don't think they believed in their heart of hearts that we were supposed to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that realistically, everyone kind of thought that maybe first round, would blow Detroit the fuck out of the water. Maybe we'll, bump our heads on the fucking ceiling of the Celtics, and that would be it. And I think that he was going to get clipped no matter how this shit went down. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that was like, oh shit, the city went crazy, and they were like, damn, now what if happens if he fucking wins the whole shit? It might have derailed what they were thinking. But the long and the short of it is, Tibbs is out of here, and now we have a new look Knicks at some point. And then, like I said, we'll go around the horn, and then we'll start to talk about the replacements.
Bet. Good take. What up? What you think, Al?
It's about time, man. I mean, it was needed. Like I said, I'm glad that it happened. So we had the whole summer with a new voice. I don't want Tibbs to be the coach in the off season. Give him to the half. Nah, let's get the new voice in there now. Let's get that new culture in the locker room. Hopefully it'll be like some new, like a young coach. Like one of those
Johnny
young
Bryant.
coaches,
That's what they're talking about. Yep.
Which guy?
Johnny Bryant.
Bryant. Yeah, I mean they're throwing around a lot. Yeah, I heard something as crazy as Chris Paul today. Like people was talking about like player coach. Yeah, they were like maybe Chris Paul will want to coach the Knicks. I'm like, but do we want fucking Chris Paul? As a
run down the names of the potential candidates, but
Ron Artest legitimately sent a tweet saying,
"Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I heard about. I heard about Ron.
Have everybody punching
you know what? I want to coach too, guys.
Ron gonna have fucking Nature on the bench, Nature and Cormega and shit.
Nah, but
QB affiliates.
They gonna be the assistant coaches.
Fucking gonna have a horse, fucking defensive coach.
He got a horse and fucking infamous mob and shit. Shit crazy.
Yeah, but to keep it short, man. Like I'm glad they did it when they did, and like everyone, we're just waiting to see what's next, man. So fingers crossed, man. Let me ask you this
before you start: a guy who coach of the year makes the playoffs 4 out of 5 years, pumps life back into a dead franchise, right? Gets to the Eastern Conference Finals. Every year he's been in the playoffs, he's gone further and further. I mean, you don't feel any type of way about that? You don't feel like, at least but that he was, done dirty or?
No, niggas get clipped every day, B. Nah, but yeah,
you tough,
for
right?
real, that's the nature of the game, man. Like, look at the guy last year. What was the guy this season? Denver's coach. They clipped him
Malone.
At the end of the season, and he just took them to the title. What,
and
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
And the other dude.
Won.
And the Minnesota coach too, right? Didn't he get clipped?
Was it?
No. It was Memphis. Sorry, Memphis. Yeah,
Memphis.
Yeah, man. That's the nature of the game, man. It comes with it. So you either perform or someone else performs for you. Pause.
Boy, no question about it.
I had to.
I don't know. Was that egregious?
I don't know, but I caught myself.
I like the CYA of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, always.
Can we get a quick vote?
Nah, come on. That would.
I don't think that's crazy.
We'll let him slide. All right.
Yeah, I don't think that deserves a vote.
All right, jury says not guilty. All right, Q. What's goody? What do you think?
Yo, in my professional field, I'm on the business side of things, and I think this was a business decision. I think they set him up to see if he was actually going to make any decisions that were going to actually benefit the Knicks. And with that comes change. Did we see any of that this season? We saw a better offensive team, right? We saw lesser defensive team. So, and with that being said, what do they expect him to do, right? Be a better offensive coach, but teach these guys also how to play defense. He didn't really do either of those things to keep it a buck. He just had a lot of talent, just doing playing games. Like, go out there, guys, and we're gonna fucking win. Like let's be completely honest. Because when it came down to the real nitty gritty of when it came down to the important games in the playoffs, we looked like we didn't really know what it was, and people were out there raging and saying, man, we don't have a bench. Our bench isn't deep enough. Pause. I don't know if that's pause down for you guys or whatever it may be. But how you gonna know what your bench is like if you don't actually see what they're like? Like that's what people need to understand too. And who's at fault for that? That's not Leon Rose. That's not Dolan. That's not Brunson. That's not the assistant coaches. That is the coach. That's Tibbs' fault. Because Kolick and Huckporty and McBride and Campaign and Shamit and all these guys can't just be like, yo, coach, just put me in. Nah, they're on the bench, man. They just gotta be. They have to get their minutes when they feel like it's their time, and know when your team is feeling tired. He just played like a coach, and like the Stone Age who just wore them down. And I don't say it's a bad thing because that's why we got the 50 wins, but we also don't know if we would have played the bench more often, we could have probably still had the same result. But when you see somebody still going in the same ways, and yeah, you move a little bit further, but we did actually get better offensively, man. Let's keep it a buck. And we also had a little bit of luck on our side as well, But with that, and it just kind of sucks. I feel like they didn't do him dirty. I just feel like they set him up to see. They gave him a yearly evaluation, and they told him what his goals needed to be. And homie didn't check any of those boxes. Homie just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just try to get y'all to the finals." And by my own means, and he didn't really do it, and it kind of sucks to see that happen because he's the first one to give us any type of wins in the playoffs.
Let me ask you
Mike
this.
Woodson?
Let me ask you this, and before Rago, Jalen Brunson gives him the ringing endorsement, the kiss of death, actually, I'm saying in the post game press conference, Jalen Brunson, if he walks into Leon Rose and Worldwide West's office and goes, "You can't fire Tibbs," I don't think Tibbs goes anywhere. We know what happened with Mikal Bridges. He had issues with the playing time. You're hearing a lot of rumblings around the leagues, thinking that a lot of people behind the scenes. It was like a war of there was Tibbs guys in the franchise, and there was pro and anti Tibbs guys within the organization. A lot of people think the assistant coaches, some of the players spoke up against him, behind closed doors. What do you say to if Jalen Brunson wanted him here, he would have him here. So what do you think about that?
I disagree. I think, when you think about business, man, there's nobody in one company that can make somebody stay unless you're like probably
I
fucking
disagree.
LeBron.
This is a player-driven league,
man. But let's also understand where Jalen Brunson also stands. Granted, he's the captain. He's
I think
the
he said
star of
clip
our
him.
team. But look, it
Where
may
do
have
I
been
side?
it may have been a factor, but it's also based on consensus, right? You don't just get rid of the leader of something just because somebody, no matter how important they are, just doesn't like them. But because just think about how many fucking generals will get clipped because
They
one
just
captain
gave
doesn't
him
like the general.
$30 million 6 months ago.
I understand, but this is what I'm saying
Right?
because you just kind of said it again. Jalen Brunson just
insane.
doesn't walk in. But then Jalen Brunson, you're telling me Jalen
His
Brunson is the
extension
new
ain't even
LeBron
kick
James?
in yet. That's so crazy. You should think about that.
No,
Sorry to
I know
cut
it's
you off.
crazy, and now
Yeah.
it's a lot of money that the Knicks are going to happen to spend, which is not the first time they did this neither. But there's not.
They paid him to leave.
Yeah.
Think about that.
You think Leon? Because Leon Rose used to be his agent. Leon
It's
Rose
kind of
used
like
to be his agent. You think he just blessed him like, yo?
It's like a
case you make
reward.
move?
It's like a reward.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for your services.
That's crazy.
But we going in a different direction now.
Rob wanted to go last because he said, he's got
Because I want to talk to each and every
two big guns.
motherfuckers is going to be
Take
playing
this shot
ball
for
in
you,
Pelican
Rob.
Bay.
Shut up.
I'm gonna start with Cash since Cash was the last one to say something.
Yeah.
Brunson could have saved him. Cat. Brunson is a superstar in this league, or an up and coming superstar in this league. He's still gotta establish what his role is gonna be. And unfortunately for that, it would have been established, let's just say if Tibbs still had his job this year, because that solidified like he's the guy. You're gonna bring somebody else in new. And they know what Brunson is, but again, that's gonna have to be Brunson now for the first time in his career as a Knick. Is going to have to reset whatever his role is based off of whatever new guy you bring in. So as far as the Knicks looking at Brunson and saying, hey, Brunson, what should we do? I don't think that was ever on the table for him. It was never even an option because that wasn't the kiss of death. That was a player that defended their coach point blank, period. That was as pure as you're going to see it after a playoff game. You saw the frustration. And this is one of the guys out of many of them, I'm sure, that said, I would go to war for that guy. That guy helped us get to where we're at, which means as much as we want to say that Tibbs didn't build his bench and, didn't develop his players, I can understand that, but he developed what he had as far as his starters. He developed that team. Tom Thibodeau is responsible for that, which brings me to Q. You know, it was a business decision. Minutes off the bench, luck, these things, right? Again, I understand that some of the changes that he's made towards the end of the season, because I guess at this point, you know, it's fight or flight at this point. You know, I got to do something to save my ship from sinking. I don't want to get swept 4-1. We got to make it as serious, at least give ourselves a chance. So he plays the lawn rights and Huck Porties and things of that nature. And, you know, the one glaring thing is where I got to agree with everybody on the panel. How are you going to bring DeLon Wright in as a playoff piece or moving forward? Let's just say if you start to win with DeLon Wright and these type of pieces coming to the bench when the guy's only played 14 minutes on the season. Can't do that. So that's understandable flaw, right? But Tibbs is known for maximizing, not even known, what we've seen. Tibbs didn't have the same squad for the 5 years that he's been here. He's had a different squad every year. And every year that he's had that different squad, he's made the adjustments to maximize what that squad will look like and how far they'll go, right? Which means, yes, we're going to see high minutes per players. And up until the acquisition of maybe like a my guy Bridges or a Cat, who they've, you know, he's already played with Cat. You know, Cat already knows about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like Cat already knows about. You know, up until the acquisition of these guys, you never heard a complaint out of Josh Hart for being played too many minutes. You never heard a complaint out of Julius Randle about too many minutes. You never heard a complaint out of R.J. Barrett for too many minutes. You never heard of whatever he got. He said, "This is what we're gonna do. This is my scheme."
No, but I don't mean to cut you. But Josh Hart never complained, but he did say a statement talking about the amount of minutes that they were playing. Bro, like that's a way of just complaining.
They never came out publicly because
he did make that statement. Q is right. He did make that statement. But you know what he also said with that statement, with that same statement, he said, "I'm conditioned to do what my coach needs for my team to get a win." So it was kind of a backhanded complaint, to say the least. It was like, yo, I'm going to do what I got to do. If the nigga needs 48 minutes out of me, I watched Josh Hart play a whole game one time last year.
That's just ridiculous.
Me and Primo was like, this is crazy. But they don't have no, you know why it's crazy? And again, this is where I can't complain.
Don't say they don't have nobody, because last year they had a whole bench.
I'm not going to say they had a bench, but the bench players that they had were not conducive in what the scheme and Tibbs is trying to run to win. I'm winning with this group. Last year? I'm winning with this group. Tibbs ran what he was winning with into the ground. Remember, the Knicks had one of the top 3 records in the league last year, right?
What year are we talking about? We talking about Randall year or
we finished second? Year? No, this is last year.
Last year we finished second.
We finished second. Meaning, like, running my team into the ground, I am the second best team in the East.
We never finished second. What are you talking about?
We finished second last year.
We dropped. We got on the injury. We wound up dropping. Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't. The Knicks were number 2 last year. Going into the playoffs. The Knicks were number 2.
No, they weren't. They dropped. Towards the end of the year, they dropped. They called them injury.
They were number 2.
They were second?
They were number 2. Like, how could y'all not notice? Like, that was one of the biggest things you said. You was like, yo, these niggas finished second. They're the second best team. They were the only team.
Season?
Yeah,
second. No, in the East. In the East.
How can I talk? No, they were the second best team as far as the East goes. It was the Celtics and then the Knicks.
That's why.
Yes. No. It was the second best team.
That's how I was like, nah. Okay, I got you.
So
anyway,
you know, business decision. I understand the business portion of it, but if we're looking at business again, this wasn't the best business decision to me. And that goes to Q. Now let's talk about my man L. It was about time. Pusha. You know, like we don't even know. You just said earlier, again, I hope they get one of these young coaches. You know, Rajon Rondo is one of those young names. Somebody never coached before.
I could fuck with him.
Oh, you could, right? So, let me get you straight.
He could get the half season.
So, time out.
If he don't do good,
you would fuck with Rajon Rondo next year on the Knicks? A guy never coached before?
Time out.
No, I ain't signing
You're going, you fire a guy who's established the Knicks as a winning team, who has a locker room, who for 4 seasons, he just came off the Eastern Conference Finals, and you give somebody who has zero experience with coaching a team that you said,
that's a smack in the face.
No, time out. What did the statement say? What did the statement say?
I retract. Okay.
Jake, no, you can't retract at this point because
no retractions. Oh, your mic cut off, but nah, your mic, yeah. Nah. But
we waited last for that shit. Like, yo, come on. I wanted to go last for that.
I understand. Can't hear you. I understand.
Yo, we could just make fun of him now. He can't say nothing.
No, but let me hold up. Let me ask y'all this, since we're gonna wait for him to get his.
Sorry
mic
about that. I got my mic. My mic is back. No, what I'm saying is like, all right. So boom, L said he wants a young coach or somebody that give somebody new a shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
The statement said that we fired Tibbs because our team is uber. It's our main priority is winning a chip. Our
singular
right now.
focus.
Our singular focus is winning a chip right now, which is why we're making a decision to move forward. How can that be your focus if you're going to bring somebody in as a coach who has zero experience?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of good ideas. That means we're willing to experiment. We're willing to step away from something that we know to try something that we have no idea of. So to me, that eliminates all those young names, but that's what they're going to entertain, right? And then to Jay, you didn't want anyone to be fired. You, just like me, have called for this man's job 1,000 times. You absolutely wanted the man to be fired, right? But you only wanted him to be fired because right now, no lie, there is no other name. And I just want everybody to be honest on the panel, and I'll leave it alone. Just be honest with yourselves. Jay, you only want the guy fired because you want one coach hired. And if it's not that coach, look at his face. Look, if it's not that coach, if it's not Mike Malone, he's gonna say they pretty much hired the same guy. If they bring in freaking Mike Brown, who's a good coach, okay, is Mike Brown gonna take them to the next level? I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna take them to the next level.
Let me read off a couple.
So what's the answer?
Hold on. Let me read.
It better be Mike Malone, because I agree with Primo. Like, listen, if the only upgrade from Tibbs, honestly, the only upgrade from Tibbs is Mike Malone. But they have not secured that. None of us know if that's secured. So if it doesn't go that way, it's going to be one of these shits where now next season, if it's not Mike Malone, this is what I'll leave it at this. If the next coach of the New York Knicks is not Michael Malone, chain wearing, shades rocking, if it's not Mike Malone, next season, all of us are going to be looking like this. If the season ain't going like how Tibbs had it going, we're going to be sitting there going, oh man, this is probably a bad idea.
Let me throw some names out, right? The names that's been circling around.
But after you do that, I want to speak on what he said though. But yeah, read the names out.
Get it in now.
No, because that's the first
what
one
I
of
say?
the day.
What
That
I
wasn't me. That wasn't me.
That's hey.
What I say?
What he said? Yo, Jay, what he said? Roll it. Roll it.
Nah, go ahead. Get it in now. Nah, dog.
I want to challenge that, man. That was
you lost, man. You lost that challenge,
dog.
That was. Listen, I normally try to play.
I said Swigger Rooney.
Yo, listen. I'm going. Listen, y'all motherfuckers better not say nothing the rest of this. I'm calling everything.
A panel of 5 men.
Hold on. Cue it up, please.
Yeah.
You know, I think. Jesus Christ, it's crazy. Oh my God. Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
Nah, and just this is gonna be short and simple, but like, yo, Rob, like, to be honest, like, your idea of, even if we did keep Tibbs, where's the positive notion of us moving forward by seeing how well he's gonna do, and doesn't get to the pinnacle or doesn't get to the place, and he's not performing where we need him to do, and then fire him in the All-Star break, and then now we got to get a whole new coach, and Mike Malone is taken, and Johnny Bryan is taken, and now we're just in even a worse case, because now
I don't think so. So boom, one.
But I'm just saying, but how does that put us in a better place?
I'll tell you how.
If we fire Tibbs in the middle of the season, and then all of a sudden expect to win a chip, or be like, now we're just gonna play with people. I'm like, all right, now you got a mid-season coach. It's another waste of a season, bro.
No, it's not. So here's my thing. I get what y'all. That was absolutely perfect. So boom. Why did I say Tibbs deserved the grace of at least being able to start the season with team, and if not looking ready to go, they clip him halfway. A, because we don't know who we got next anyway. B, if you start the season with Tibbs now knows that my ass is on the hot seat for starters. That's out the gates. He knows he starts the season as a lame duck coach, which means all the things that he wasn't looking to change, that he saw where it made a difference, he has to start the season this way. Not just wait till we get to the playoffs this way. This means I have to go deeper into my bench out the gates. I've got to see I got to see everything else that we got out of this bench for real, starting with the beginning of the season. So he'd have to change his philosophy somewhat. He'd have to listen to some more of the assistant coaches if the assistant coaches are the ones shivving him in the back, so to speak, right? He would have to start his season on that type of level. Secondly, you're going to get a team. Tibbs is going to inherit a team that feels some type of way immediately, which means we'll probably see the hungriest version of the Knicks with the same squad that we have. We probably even wilder than what the last year was. You're going to see a wilder version. You're going to see Cat doing more stuff that we want Cat to do. You're going to see a super engaged team. This is if Tibbs gets us started. No new philosophy. We're going deep into the bench. Y'all all know why. The elephant in the room says, I didn't do X, Y, and Z. I want to address that. I'm going to hold myself accountable. This is what we're doing. DeLon Wright, I need you. You're going to now get 10 minutes a game. Campaign. You're going to get 8 to 10 minutes a game. I'm going to give you guys these minutes because not only is my job on the line, but if these are the changes and if these are the things we need to do to make our team better, then you evaluate it, right?
Man,
so
right.
those are two things.
That's a wasted season, bro. Yeah.
It's not a wasted season.
No,
it's not a wasted season.
You're making an excellent point. I think Rob
it's not a wasted season because guess what? If the Knicks are still playing like that up until that point, you don't even have to fire Tibbs at the end of the season. You ride it out and see what it is. If it's not looking the way it's supposed to go, then it's no different. It's no different than you starting the season.
If we clip him halfway through the year, who the fuck do we have at that point? Who are we picking up?
What do we have now?
No, but if we clip him halfway through the year, all the potential candidates probably get a job.
Yeah, if we clip him halfway,
then we're going interim at that point.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have the same bench.
We got Rick Brunson.
Yo, shout out to Tim, man. Salute, man.
Rick Brunson is a candidate now. What's going on, Tim? Rick Brunson is a candidate now. Rajon Rondo is a candidate now. Who do we have? Like, my thing is this.
Let's get into that. Let's get into that real quick, right? And that we'll tie everything in. Look, I'm gonna throw out some names. Y'all tell me if you what you think. All right, so I'm gonna say Mike Malone. Now, word on the street is they not fucking with Mike Malone. They said they see him as, from what I understand, they view him as Tibbs 2.0. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about Mike? Who Mike Malone? What do y'all think?
That gotta be the guy.
So everyone says yes on Mike Malone?
No.
I don't say yes anymore, Mike Malone.
I'm not saying that.
All right. This morning. I want to talk about
Johnny. Okay, listen, hold on.
I was so bugged out, yo.
Hold on. Johnny Bryant, right? He seems like the new mind, the new innovative mind.
Who is he?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. He was an assistant under Tibbs. Listen, he was an assistant under Tibbs, right? World Wide West hired him, a very knowledgeable basketball guy, and World Wide West got his hands in everything in the NBA, right? Went over to Cleveland, an assistant over there. Was up as a finalist in the Suns position. They just actually hired Jordan Ott. I think Jordan Ott somewhere, Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland's one of his assistant coaches. So now he's up for grabs. So supposedly this guy is an innovative guy. He has relationships on the Knicks already. He's an assistant coach under Tibbs and under different organizations as the second skipper. So that they seem like it seems like this guy isn't playing. They seem like they like him. He seems like an innovative mind. I know you laughing, but it's what we hearing.
Nah, I'm trying to read what Rod got up there, man.
Who is he?
So what do you think about Johnny Bryant? No, not enough experience. No good.
I don't want an inexperienced guy. Like,
thank you, Jay.
Thank
you, God,
I don't want
to. You lost me for the thing until just now. Thank you.
I agree too. I want championship experience. I get it. Okay, experienced guy. Here we go. Experienced guy. Mike Brown, former head coach of Cleveland, former head coach of Sacramento. We coached the Lakers for a cup of coffee, right? He's been a couple other places. I think he's worked under Popovich. Popovich is one of the
better than Tibbs? Is Mike Brown a better coach than Tibbs?
Mike Brown is too soft, bro.
Okay, so then
he's too soft. No? You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I say no. Here's one. I don't think he's gonna do it because everyone said he wouldn't do it, but Jay Wright.
Now we're talking.
Brunson.
Yeah.
I don't
Villanova
think I want him, but I'd like to have a conversation.
Jay Wright, you gotta have the conversation, but Jay Wright is not interested in taking an NBA job.
Yeah, from what we understand, he's not interested.
He's not leaving the college program because he's more interested
until they flash that check in front of him. He's like, yo.
You don't think they've already flashed a check at him? He's got the check flashed at him several times, not just from the Knicks, but other teams have already tried to get
But I need you guys to make it make sense because you just said you don't want a guy. You want a guy with no experience, right? What experience does Jay Wright have on a pro level? Less than Johnny Bryant.
Jay Wright has that group.
Jay Wright also has championships, whether it's at the college level or not. He has championship experience. He knows how to win a championship, and he's got the connection with Jalen Brunson, who he won a championship with. That goes a long way.
The pro game
Not just Jalen Brunson.
bro.
Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart. He's got those three players.
Tell me a successful coach from college to the NBA.
Okay, listen. I don't think
Probably.
Yo, bro, it's even hard to find one in the NFL.
Calipari.
Calipari, or what was my man's name from
right?
Duke who did the Olympics? What's my man's name? What's my son's name?
Krzyzewski, but
he didn't coach in. He didn't coach in the NBA.
He didn't coach in the NBA. Yeah, Patino for a second. Patino somewhat successful, right?
You say he didn't coach it. You say he didn't coach at NBA level, but he took an NBA league and went and got gold against the world.
Billy Donovan in Chicago, somewhat successful, right?
There's
not a lot of examples.
Billy Donovan as far as what Billy Donovan was what OKC for a while.
Yeah,
or he was the Sixers.
Now he's with Chicago.
Nice with Chicago. Again, these guys have gone as far as
I
what the
think you
teams
have
have
to have
taken them.
a conversation with them, right?
None of them have done something that Tibbs hasn't done. I'm sorry, Jay.
Who else were you talking about, Cash? What are the names you throwing out there? Because I saw
Billy
really
Donovan wasn't with OKC. I'm bugging. You think about
Sixers?
Billy Donovan.
The Sixers?
No. The other coach Donovan was with OKC. I forget his name. It's escaping me. But
the guy who got the red frames. He was with the red frames. That's Billy Donovan, right?
Nah, Billy Donovan.
No, Billy Donovan got that V in the front.
Yeah, he got the V joint. Yep.
Dan Hurley.
Dan Hurley. That's a lot. I've heard that too, Tim. I appreciate the comment. I heard Dan Hurley's a wild motherfucker. Man, the media's gonna run it. Dan Hurley's gonna be Joe Judge. Remember how Joe Judge came into town and that rah shit? Niggas was not having that shit. The fuck up out of here. They're gonna do the same thing. I know you got the Connecticut championships and all that. That shit ain't flying in the Garden, man. When you start mouthing off to all these fucking media guys, the media will run you the fuck up out of town.
You just said something key. You just said some real key, Cash. And I'm at the Garden. What's gonna fly at the Garden? We're just throwing names out. So continue naming those names. But what's gonna fly in MSG with this team coming off of Eastern Conference Finals appearance? What's going to fly there?
I saw one of the most interesting things this morning, which actually completely and totally shifted my thought process. And I'm sure y'all probably saw it as well. But if not, I'll share it with y'all. Jay Williams said that who would be a great coach for the New York Knicks was Ime Udoka.
That's not happening.
Of course.
That's the guy.
Hold on. Let me finish saying what I'm saying. The Knicks have the money to go and pry him away from Houston. He could have a reason to leave Houston too, and I'll tell you why. His best player in Houston is who?
The young boy.
Sagoon? Maybe.
Sagoon. Thank you, Cash.
It's Sagoon and Thompson.
I can tell you're watching the game.
No, Sagoon and Thompson's nice too, bro.
Alfred Sagoon is his best player.
Yeah.
Right?
But Thompson is nice. They have a good work around.
Nobody say he's not nice, but I think Sagoon is better.
Twins okay.
Oh, of course. Sagoon is the guy. Yeah.
Sagoon's the guy. Jalen Green's got to fucking go. Him and his fucking painted fingernails. He's got to get the fuck out of here, right? So when you look at it through that level, you bring and he's in an area where he's in the West. The West is fucking loaded. His path to a championship out there in Houston is slim to slim. You bring him to the East. You give him the New York Knicks. He's got the fucking knowledge of the Celtics. The Celtics are already taking a step back because Jalen Brunson will not be there this year. We know he won't be back. Jason Tatum will not be there until maybe.
You had me nervous. I was like, "Yo, what just happened?"
Maybe that All-Star break, maybe, and even if he is, it's going to take a year before he's back to Jason fucking Tatum, right? Who else do you have out there? Giannis is really controlling the dominoes because wherever Giannis goes, I think you'll see that team get exponentially better based on where he goes.
I think.
But anybody else. You're going to still see that the Cleveland Cavaliers will still be who they are. Indiana is Indiana. Realistically, I don't think that they should have beat us this year, other than the fact that we did not set ourselves up.
They got a really good system. They're going to be up there.
They'll be up there.
It's going to be Knicks and Indiana. I think Knicks and Indiana are the two teams.
So why not? So why not bring a coach and give him everything that he fucking needs with the knowledge of the East and give him a much better path to be successful? And all we got to do really is flash the cash and give him the, you know what I'm saying, and make it make sense to him.
I have an answer for that.
I'm listening.
No, I want you to finish your point, but I really do have an answer for that. It's already been
recorded. You didn't want me to
recorded.
finish my point because you kept
Well,
interrupted me.
I didn't want you to embarrass yourself. Honestly, this was just
Let's
so
not, let's not step on toes. Let's just
No,
keep it
absolutely.
moving.
That's why I apologize. I know
Yeah, you got
because
it. Go.
the Houston Rockets have already put a statement out. They're not entertaining any conversations with letting Ime Udoka. So that's dead. That's
like-
dead
that's
in the
like-
water.
I
I heard that shit earlier too. But the Houston Rockets have already put out a statement. We are not entertaining any statements
Ime
for being
Udoka's like
coached,
Spoelstra.
money or wise. He's
I
in
heard
contract.
Spoelstra's name today.
Spoelstra's
That's never
too.
gonna happen.
Bro,
bro.
that's never gonna happen.
Spoelstra's
These guys
never
are
gonna happen.
these guys
bro.
are in contract. In order for that to happen, it's not just as much as us saying we got the bread. Come over here. He's obligated somewhere, and the only way that team is gonna let him go is y'all give him the bread, and what else y'all gonna give
He's
us?
got wi-
And
he's
it's
got
like, yo,
whistles.
we're not.
Let me hold up. Let me read this comment real quick. Ronnie Robbins, salute my brother. What do you make of the Knicks out partying on Monday? That's a little crazy. Dancing on a motherfucking grave and shit. You know
What
what
else
I'm
was
saying?
they supposed to do? They supposed to be somewhere sad.
It's supposed to be fucking
Motherfuckers
fishing,
supposed to be
man.
mourning, nigga. No, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
the Knicks are so
When
yo,
you-
they
I'm gonna
supposed
ask
to
y'all
do
both.
that.
When
Udoka
y'all
took
have
the
bad-
Celtics to the finals and probably would have won a chip if it wasn't for that scandal. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a
Right.
I
fact.
believe that. Yo, they
That's a
won
whole
a chip.
fact.
They ended up winning the chip anyway.
Not with him though. With
him.
It was
With,
still based off of what it was.
with
What's
the,
it called?
with
It
the
took
black
his
Italian
his
dude. What's his name?
identity.
It was a
his
Steve
identity.
Kerr. It was
It
no
was his
different than what
identity.
Mark Jackson. That was no different than Mark Jackson building a Golden State and then Kerr taking them to where they were supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's the
man.
same. That's why. What's his name?
Patrick Ewing.
Sada? Oh shit.
Yo, what? All right, so here's a name. Here's another name. Y'all ready? And then we'll
I
wrap on
I
this.
wouldn't even mind Patrick Ewing, to be
I
honest.
would.
I don't want
We-
Patrick Ewing.
Yo, we
I
need
don't
somebody
want
to
Patrick
fucking
Ewing.
teach. We need somebody. If we're gonna keep cap. We need somebody to teach this motherfucker how to like fucking some
you-
feet
you
work,
know what?
bro. Like,
I know.
it's not a good-
We
it's
could
not
just
a
bring.
good-
don't have the
Hold on.
experience, but-
Why would we bring Patrick Ewing in as the head coach just to teach cats some footwork? Just
No,
have
no,
him
but I'm
go
saying-
to the side.
Turn into Elijah Wan.
No,
I gotta.
man.
You get the
Oh,
gas
of
face
course.
on that one.
That's in that made to
no.
Elijah Wan's game. Elijah Wan is trying to do the footwork.
Yeah, if they even gonna do it, because y'all niggas was talking about have Jalen Brunson teach him. How does it fucking look like when you're
Yeah,
point
why
guard
would I
on the
make
same
him the-
team
why would I
and
make him the
teaching
head coach?
center footwork.
Teach footwork.
To
Nobody
teach
brought up
footwork.
Rick Brunson's name. Nobody said Rick Brunson.
Nobody
nobody
want
want
Rick
Rick
Brunson.
Because no one wants him.
Exactly.
That's
So boom.
Yo, what about
So-
wait? What about J Kidd?
I would take Jason Kidd.
I heard that name. Heard that name pop up.
Y'all think that Jason Kidd with the Mavericks right now and everything that and the piece they have with Anthony,
Yeah, they traded Luca,
I don't think he's happy.
Kyrie, the Achilles. They're not.
He
They're
didn't-
not.
he didn't look
they ain't
that
the Mavericks
happy.
from the finals.
I mean,
brother.
they just you gotta think, but at the same time, they just picked up the.
They're about to get
Cooper
Cooper
Flag.
flag.
Yeah, but he's a rook.
So-
He's a rook.
They about to get so what?
But yeah, I think he would want to stay and see. I think he would want to stay and see like what the possibilities are there. But I wouldn't be mad at him, man. But I don't know.
I like J.
But
Kidd.
like-
He did a-
see,
he
but
did
like-
a lot.
see, but like-
He was instrumental in really building Giannis up. To be honest with you.
And to go
J. Kidd
to
is-
go
yeah,
to
he's a
Rod's
real
point,
player.
like yo, the West is vicious, man. Like yo, I remember me and Cash was always talking. I'm like, yo, the Knicks is in third. Nigga. Man, I was like, yo, the Lakers lose once, bro. They drop from second to ninth. Like it's
That's
like,
the reason
yo,
why he
is
made-
that crazy?
perfectly over here.
He would.
That's not happening, man.
But that's like fantasy.
That's just
That's
fantasy.
like
That's
like
fantasy.
saying, yo, can we get Red R back to fucking coach? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Let's get
it's
Pat
not
Riley
gonna
to
happen.
come out. Bring Pat
Yo,
Riley in. Like it's not gonna happen.
What about Van Gundy?
Which Van Gundy?
Jeff.
Yeah,
Jeff.
You think he's gonna come back?
he wants to.
He's on the Clippers bench right now. He's coaching with Ty Lue right now. You know he wants to get back. He's not commentating anymore. They got rid of him and Mark, which was stupid. I thought they was great, but
What about
Great
Mark
thing
Jackson?
they
How
did.
come nobody said Mark Jackson?
He
Mark is
blackballed,
blackball. Mark is blackball. Mark
He
is
done
the
for
Dame Dash of the NBA.
What did he do again, man? It's something to his wife or some shit.
Religion
It was something.
Something about religion, but it was something more than that.
And
They
it
probably
was-
wanted to
was
stick a worm up his ass. He told them niggas to go fuck you.
Yeah.
religion
Yeah,
and
shit
and,
like that, you know what I mean?
Something to do with
What if Coach? Hold up.
Mark probably called somebody an F word.
What
Coach
if?
Pop?
Yeah, some shit like that. Probably. What if Pop feels like he's healthy to
If
coach
If
again?
Pop
You
was
think you would take it?
healthy, I don't
Hell
think
yeah.
his allegiance to.
Of course, I would take Pop.
Nah, but
I don't think
they're
Pop
ready-
would leave them and come
Pop is
right
fucked
to
up.
us.
No, but Pop is fucked up.
No,
Pop
but
is
he's
all
already elected to like the senior like CEO or some shit like that. President, vice president.
Pop is
Yeah,
a
but
is a
Pop had a
Spurflite.
Pop had a stroke, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pop is
like
Spurflite.
nothing. He
Homie
comes
goes-
to New York, and he comes to New York, and then
But Pop-
and the way our
Pop
media
is-
acts,
Pop
they
is
mess
one of
around
the-
and
one of the
talk
guards.
this man into the grave. Like we start shitting on Pop. Pop
Allah.
starts
Yo, let
spazzing
me
on
tell-
niggas
hold
and have
up.
a heart attack.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing real quick? if we got Pop, right? Pop is the king of that low management shit. None of them niggas would be playing. Yo, them niggas have mad reps. All them niggas have wild reps.
And be ready to
Be ready to rock.
Niggas be talking about, yo, he can't get enough minutes.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? It's the antithesis of Tibbs. That's what did Tibbs in, man. But shout out to Tibbs, man. Y'all got any other names and shit?
Nah.
I tell you who I don't want. I don't want Frank Vogel. I don't want fucking Darvin Ham.
Yeah, no.
I don't
Better
want
not be
Sam
Darvin
Cassell.
Ham.
No.
I don't want Sam Cassell.
Why not Sam?
Wait, why not
Sam?
Sam? Why not Sam?
I'm not interested in. Yeah, I'm not interested in Sam Cassell. I mean, I think he's a great.
Sam?
Has he been a head coach yet? Anywhere?
No,
right?
He hasn't gotten a shot.
I think Van Gundy deserves a.
They keep giving him a look, but they give him interviews. You know, they got to give the interview.
I wouldn't be mad at.
I wouldn't be mad at Sam either.
I don't know, man.
I don't think I'd be mad at a Van Gundy hire. Listen,
point guards usually translate into really good head coaches because the whole floor generalship.
Because they're floor general shit. I get they're the coach on the floor. So I see that. I don't know. I see him as our answer right now.
Yeah.
I
don't
just
know who's our answer, man. This is a tough situation.
They got somebody in. They got somebody. Listen, one thing.
Yeah.
I think Van Gundy deserves a look. He's the last coach who took us to the facts. I think Van Gundy's. I don't think they're gonna do it, but I think he's he's defensive, but he's not too defensive. He's from the Pat Riley school. And matter of fact, Thibodeau used to be a coach under Van Gundy when he was with the Knicks as assistant. But
I wouldn't be mad at Van Gundy, but Van Gundy's not. Listen, you guys know who the guy's for.
They got somebody in mind though.
Y'all know 100%. Who the guy's gonna be, and Cash is already. I didn't even hear that, but Cash said, they hear that Mike Malone is off the table because they think he's Tibbs 2.0. But that's the hire. That's the hire that makes it all make. Who the hell is Johnny Bryant? Who the fuck is Johnny? Bryant?
You know how? Remember when Brad Stevens from the Celtics first came around? He was like, he's this brilliant young basketball mind. And Ime Udoka. They like shit like that. They like the new, young, innovative type of dudes and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you want.
I don't.
That's why
I don't know enough about him, but I know he's probably like the leading candidate. I would think right.
When they announced Johnny Bryant as a new Knicks head coach, before.
Johnny Bryant, Johnny 5.
They're gonna go, and the Knicks give a 5-year, $100 million deal to Johnny Bryant as a new head coach.
He's gonna get shorts. He's a rookie coach. He's gonna get
whatever
shorts.
It is. He's gonna rookie coach. When they announced Johnny Bryant,
niggas gonna wild out.
Everybody laughing like, boo. Do you think we're gonna? Yeah, see all the fire emojis. Yeah, Tim had to go. Do you think we're all gonna go? Johnny Bryant, good shit. What do you think? What do you think New York is gonna do when they announce Johnny Bryant as the new Knicks head coach? What do you think this? How as a Knicks fan, Q? Look. I didn't even think this was gonna be a segment, but since you said it, Q, you go first. Johnny Bryant, the new Knicks head coach. What are you feeling that day?
I'm gonna be nervous as fuck, bro. I'm probably taking one of these before I clock it to work, bro.
Q, let me ask you this, Q, to follow up on that. Do you trust Leon Rose?
And that's where I was gonna. That's my next statement.
I do.
So I do trust Leon Rose because I feel like every move he has done was meticulous. This homie been playing. Yo, homie played chess with the NBA with the Knicks' worst pieces. Yo, homie was a pawn, bro.
Jalen Brunson from right under Mark Cuban's nose.
Homie started. Yo, Leon Rose started as a pawn. Homie started as a pawn 5 years ago and made it to the other side of the chess and became a fucking queen again.
Nah, he was never a pawn. He was a king who just switched games. That nigga was head of the CAA. He was never a pawn.
No, but he definitely had to make moves but like he was making moves that really it made people had to understand, like, yo, bro, like, what is he really doing? Like, we had to see that and understand it. And even some of the moves that he made were very questionable, son. Like, to be honest. And us as Knicks fans, you telling us we was happy about everything he has done, but what's always happened? We saw some type of, optimism in that end and positivity of that, whatever he did. And I was like, all right, cool, man. I'll take, you know what I mean? I'll take that end of the road. Yo, Leon Rose said, yo, bro, like, yo, we gotta lose these 3 guys because we're gonna have these 3 guys. I'm pretty sure Leon Rose can have this whole shit mapped the fuck out because he knows what the fuck he's doing. Just like every man should have their own job, and this is what Leon Rose is really good at. And I'm proud that Dolan is sitting back just cutting checks. Like, what coach do we need, Leon?
Y'all don't think Dolan got nothing to do with this firing?
Hell no.
Nah, I don't think so. I think he's
What
let
about-
Leon. I think he's let Leon Rose rock.
what
I
about
think he
the
got to
name
sign off.
nobody's
Leon
Wait.
Rose and Tibbs was tight.
Wait,
Them
let me read
niggas
it.
was,
Let me-
them niggas.
Yeah,
Mike
let me read this
Budenholzer.
Let me
What
read
about
this.
Mike Budenholzer.
Nah, pass.
Nobody?
Tim, I like the chemistry with you brothers. Dope content. Tim, appreciate you, brother. You've been
That's
tapping
wild.
in. Yo, hit like and share, spread the word. Appreciate you,
Word
Tim.
up, 10. I appreciate it, brother. For real.
Oh, look who we got in the building.
Oh, Tom.
The number one Pacers fan in Indiana.
Yo, for real.
Tom,
bro.
what up? Y'all
I'm
need
gonna
a
mail him
two
I'm gonna mail him a New York Knicks hat.
Yo, D, get your Pacers hat, Al. Y'all need a two. Y'all need a 2-for-1 coach that's gonna come in with a player to help.
What's the coaches you said Cash? What's
When?
the guy? The new guy, the LA guy?
Johnny Bryant.
Johnny
It's
Bryant.
gonna be Johnny
Yo.
Bryant and L. That's who's gonna come. He's gonna bring
Bry-
Johnny Bryant and L to the Knicks, and that's gonna be everybody should be happy.
Bryant
L want to
coach-
shoot the rock from everywhere. L's just gonna shoot.
Yo, Bryant was an assistant with the Knicks already, right?
Tom.
Huh?
Salute, Tom. Let's go OKC.
He was assistant under Tom Thibodeau.
With the Knicks, right?
I'm messing with you, I'm messing with you.
No. And,
I'm
think,
looking at a
under the
picture.
Timberwolves, I think.
I'm looking at a picture of him right now online, and he has Knicks like
Yeah.
he has Knicks
he was,
shit
yeah.
on.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
So
under the Knicks, yeah.
why not bring him here, man? Why not
Leon.
Why not try something new, man? Like
What's
all
his
those
name?
other
You know his name?
coaches-
Go ahead. Why not bring what's his name? Who?
I don't care, man. I don't play for these teams. Man. I just watch.
Oh, my
I just
God.
watch, man. Why not give somebody a new
Yeah.
new try, man?
Because the stakes are too high. That's why.
That's why. That's why. Because
Do or
everyone's
die
like,
right now.
yo, we gotta win right now.
That's exactly what we have to do.
Tim,
we-
Tim.
Hell,
Appreciate you
Doc
tapping
Rivers?
in.
No.
I'm not fucking with Doc.
Nobody's fucking with Doc.
we
First of all,
Doc
that nigga
Rivers-
need to clear his throat. That nigga got a frog in his shit or something. I don't even know. I ain't gonna
Yo,
talk.
Doc Rivers,
He's
like
a-
three
that nigga-
three
he
plays
nigga
on
sound like-
I'm gonna have a fucking
Doc Rivers
injury.
sounds like he eats a bowl of frosted sandpaper every morning.
Yeah, we can't have that shit in the post game press conferences, my man.
I don't know why he does
Yo, Doc Rivers got to talk with a microphone to his mouth.
Froggy.
That nigga
What's up,
sound like
Froggy? They be
Doc
nicknaming
Rivers-
him Froggy at the fucking press conference.
Doc Rivers sounds like he takes a spoonful of crushed glass every morning with his OJ. You know what I'm saying?
and somebody tell Doc stop lining that weak shit up on top of his head. It shouldn't. He got the line and everything is gone after that. You know what I'm saying?
You got the
Gotta
paint
go.
on,
My man,
man.
Kenny
That's
Smith,
got to
my
be a
man.
paint on, man.
My man Kenneth Smith.
You got
has
the
the
Steve
same
Harvey
thing.
without the fucking centerpiece. This shit is
Hey.
crazy, man.
Hey, Doc, join the club.
Yeah. Let it go. You and Stephen A. Smith, come over here, man. But yo, listen. Listen. Last thing on this, like we talked about the statement that the Knicks released, right? The single focus is to have the Knicks win the championship. That's why the move was done, right? Imagine the fucking pressure. You think it's pressurized to be the coach in New York just on a regular day? Imagine Tibbs just came off the fucking Eastern Conference Finals, took the Pacers to 6, right? And the next coach, if they have an inexperienced guy, imagine a motherfucker basically told you, you're here to win a championship. That's it, championship or bust.
that's my
The next
point.
coach
Good
is gonna
job.
have wild pressure. Straight
That's
up.
that's my point with what Jay was saying earlier too. Like that's my point, Cash, with what everybody's saying. And again, I'm not sitting here saying that
This dude, Tom, was
Tibbs
wild.
shouldn't have got fired, or I don't understand why the firing happened. I'm just saying that the next coach that y'all hire can't be an experiment. No different
us.
than that we hire. It can't be an experiment. No different than when we were looking at Tibbs and they're saying, like, he's got to play the bench, he's got to put a chewer in, he's got to experiment with such. We're like, it's too late for experimentation. We've gotten this far.
Yeah.
He can't start throwing these people in and we start losing games. He's got to ride it out. Like Tibbs, literally, he was doomed. I guess he was doomed. If he
Ride it
damned
out
if he
is a
do,
little
damned if
nervous.
he wasn't. But I
was.
think
Yeah, I don't know. Ride it out. I don't know. Wait a hold up. Let's rewind.
Gotcha.
Talk to me. What did I say? What did I say?
He doesn't even know. That's
He's
the
got-
worst part.
No, what did I say?
You say he's got to ride it out.
Gotta ride it
Oh,
out.
you got to write it out?
Yeah, that's a little nervous. I gotta
what?
cue you up. I gotta cue you up.
You know, I think, Jesus Christ, it's crazy. Oh my God. Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
Words.
Yo, Rock, I can already see it. He's gonna be looking for any. Everyone, be careful. He's looking for anything.
Ryder took 6 words out of his dictionary now.
Cash is on my look. Cash is now on my list. Yeah. Cash is like, yo. Got you.
Yo, but, Rob,
yeah,
let me say one thing about Rob.
We'll close it out with this.
Well, Rob, man, you made some great points today because, like, what are we doing, man? Like, we probably should have kept Tibbs. Now that I'm fucking thinking about it, man, like, you've convinced me that we should have kept Tibbs. Like,
yeah, but
because,
he didn't deserve to get fired. That's what I'm saying. He didn't deserve to get fired. That's what I'm saying. He didn't deserve.
But to be fair, Rob,
he got.
We did episodes where you called him out.
I swear to you, that's why I'm saying, like, I called for this man's job, but based off of from when I called for his job to where he got us, he proved me wrong every time. So I gotta hold myself accountable. I gotta hold myself accountable. Lucky games. Oh my God! No, those are lucky games. This is somebody that knows more about basketball than I do. That's the way I look at it.
Do you guys think this? Do you guys think, like, obviously the bench was a problem in the Pacers series? They were worn down.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you don't think this move was also done to try to preserve your superstar's career, Brunson?
I do.
Of course, you need that.
No, but like Ross said, man, he's on the hot seat now. Things have got to change. So he's coming into. Yeah, you made some good points, man. Like, he's coming into the season, like, he can't come in with that same attitude, man. He's got to try something new. So, like,
all right, so let me ask you, L. Let me ask you, Rob. So all of a sudden, all right, out of his whole 15, 16 year tenure of coaching, his like, you know what I mean? He's never been on the hot seat, right? And all of a sudden now he's on the hot seat, and all of a sudden now this year, this time, this moment,
becomes a different guy.
Now he becomes that different guy at that different moment.
No,
hell, no.
Yeah,
man,
you're right. Because he was on the hot seat already. You're right.
Men are a man of nature, and they do shit all the time, fucking every time. You could call your all our wives, all our girls know when fucking your man about to take a shit, take a cigarette. Yo, he's going to the store, gonna do this. Yo, bro, homie was not gonna change, bro. Like, you don't just change something that day. That nigga would be smoking a pack of cigarettes, like, yo, bro, talking to his wife, like, oh, I gotta pay my bench, shorty.
What y'all think about Kid? We brought that up. I like Kid.
I wouldn't be mad at him.
I like point guards as the coaches.
Oh, you
have understanding of the game.
Do you want to respond to what Q just said? Because he asked a question. Do you want to respond or?
No.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we are creatures of nature. You know,
I know they gotta get this done soon.
Or whatever.
They better get this done soon, right? Because the draft is coming up. Summer league's coming up.
They can't wait too long. Yeah, they can't wait too long. I don't want this lingering thing. Like, I don't want them to get a head coach after the fucking Like, it has to happen before the trade.
Yeah, because they got to see
the trade.
The trade deadline is like, I think it's like
when the opening. It's like July something, like the beginning of July. They better have a new coach by.
They better get
trade deadline is in August. Isn't the trade deadline before, like, also around the All-Star?
No, like when talks can start happening. It's like July, like early July.
Yeah. Q, I would, to answer your question, Q, and let's keep this brief because I know we got to get to the next topic. I get that we're a creature of habit and things of that nature, but guess what? When was the last time that Tibbs ever gotten a team that he's coached to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah.
He didn't do it with the Bulls. Well, did he get the Eastern?
He did it with the Bulls.
They got to the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's why he's here.
100%.
Okay. Did he do it with Minnesota?
Nah.
No, right? So
yeah, but he made them better. And
he made them better. Boom. So if you're looking at a guy who's on his third tour with a team as passionate as the Knicks or a market as big as the Knicks, where he could take his name into coaching infamy with like the Phil Jacksons and things of that nature, right? Why would he say, no, I'm gonna keep doing it my way? Especially when he knows they should have clipped me or this should have got me fired, but I still have the job, and let's look at how far we got. He would have to change his philosophy. That's what I would think. I can't guarantee that. I understand why you say what you're saying, but I just, in my mind, we saw him break his pattern already in this particular series. He didn't go down. He didn't go down with his guns blazing in this series. He ended up going 9 to 10 deep. Pause in this series because he saw and he heard. Oh shit! This is it for me.
You know what?
And you saw him change the philosophy.
Just all I'm saying.
9 to 10 deep is not really a pause, man. I'm happy with going. I'm happy with going 9 to 10 deep. That's not a pause for me.
Now you just made that a pause.
Turned it into a pause.
Nah, that's never a pause, bro.
That's a pause.
I'll take that pause.
You're happy we're going 9 to 10 deep?
Yeah.
But you're
I'm
happy.
happy.
You're happy about it.
I'm happy. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
You challenge?
We're not happy going 9 and 10 deep.
Are you throwing a challenge flag? Yes or no? All right.
Look at Jay.
Yo, I'm happy with going 9 to 10 deep. I'm going thumbs up. Thumbs up.
I hate to do this to you, buddy.
Rob, should I cue
Did
him
it to
up?
myself.
You
Damn.
gotta cue him up.
You got to cue it up, bro.
Hey, you gotta mute him for the next segment.
Jesus
Yo,
Christ.
mute him for the rest of the episode,
Oh my
bro.
God.
Homie accepted it.
Wow.
Hey, what happened to my
That
cam?
reaction was to my words.
You gotta mute him.
You doubled down on it. You'd have been straight. We probably would let that go, but
For real,
double
bro.
down.
No.
Yo, I'm sorry. I broke. We were saying something, man. I'm sorry, man.
Jay was saying something. Jay was in the middle of saying something. What you saying, Jay? Jay's like, yo, I'm bad.
yo, we gotta close it out. So last thought.
Yeah, last thoughts is this. I just think that like the half a season thing. I think it doesn't make sense as far as the schematics of the team. If you bring somebody in for half a season, you might as well give them the whole team. I mean, the whole season, because if at the halfway point you end up you're doomed because you're gonna have to go with interim. There's nobody out there that you could bring in on such short notice to rock out the rest of the season. You got to change the philosophy, change the entire coaching staff. It just doesn't make sense. If you're going to give him a half a season, he's going to have the whole season, and it's either a throwaway season or you're going to be saying to yourself that this guy's going to take you to the actual championship, because at this point, it's championship or bust. It's not a matter of let's see what he can do. We're in it for a ring or nothing else.
Facts. Good. Well, enough said. So we gotta talk about this, man, because this shit intrigued me. Let me lay it out like this. Pause. Fox insider Ric Bucher, who y'all see all over these Fox shows. He's on Speak. He's on The Facility. All them Fox shows. He's like the NBA insider. He comes in and gives his assessment of shit. He has a podcast. I believe it's called On the Ball. Pause. That shit is crazy, but that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? And the you know what I'm saying? On his latest podcast, I heard it today. Somebody brought it to my attention. He talks about LeBron and how people for years have speculated that, what we all thought, and this is all alleged. This is not proven. I don't want to get sued. Rich Paul and them dudes, whatever. Don't come looking for us. That people believe, throughout the league, that he's been on performance enhancing drugs, right? And we've all speculated that, due to his age, how he's staying in such great shape. He still jumps out the gym at 41 years old. He spends $1 million on his body a year. But why does and we all heard KG on what is the name of his podcast? Him and Paul Pierce basically saying LeBron on that. He said, "Yo, LeBron on that Balco." He didn't even say allegedly or none of that shit, right? What got me is that up until this point, it was like, yeah, he could be on performance enhancing drugs. It was just speculation. He said that he has it on good information that coaches and current players and current coaches believe that LeBron is taking performance enhancing drugs. Now, again, there's no proof, but I want to play this clip and I want to talk about this a little bit. Here we go.
It's one of the more annoying aspects, I'd say, of the idolatry of LeBron, that he is credited by some as being this sensei that has the answer to all things basketball, and that everybody is going to him for the answers. Now, we know for a fact that guys did that with Kobe. I don't know of anybody who has said, yes, I sought out LeBron to find out his secrets. I certainly, look, I appreciate LeBron for what he's done. I just don't make the assumption that everyone wants to be him. And there's also the nagging question about exactly how he's maintained such extraordinary fitness at such a ripe age. Now, whether there's any basis for the speculation, and I think you all know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to voice it because I don't have the means of backing it up. But we all know what the speculation is out there. And I can assure you there's plenty of it privately by players and personnel in the league. Like, I've always thought, maybe it could be. And I've had players and coaches say things to me like they take it for granted. They assume it's true. It always catches me a little off guard. They're just like, oh yeah, that's going on.
I want to go to Jay first on this because Jay's definitely Jay's the probably gym rat out of everyone. You know what I'm saying? And I know you've been. No, and I'm not saying you've done anything. I'm saying I know you know, being in that environment. I know you've heard things, maybe seen things. You looking at LeBron? What do you think?
Let me preface my next statement with saying, if for whatever reason he's using PEDs or what have you, I'm with it. I'm all for it. Fuck it. Go for it. Yo, I don't care. Like I don't have a problem with people using. I haven't, used anything that I shouldn't have used, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all my shit is above the table. But what I'm saying to you is if there are any players that are using anything, if it's not a combat sport like boxing or UFC, I'm interested in seeing how fucking creative or how exciting a person can become. Now, I get the fact that it's frowned upon and I get the fact that it's illegal. So let me scale back my statements. That was just how I feel. I love baseball when steroids was in there. I absolutely like the long ball pause was official. Motherfuckers hitting 70 home runs a year. I was all about it. I understand the concerns, the health concerns and what they want. I get all that. So let me scale it back, right? But just thinking in terms of if for whatever reason it comes out that he is using PEDs, it's damaging to this king stigma that he's created. I don't know if you guys, really paid as much attention to that part as we did with the PED shit, where he made some statements regarding how people sought out certain players to become better, to be like, and things like that. Kobe is one. Everyone looks for Hakeem Olajuwon for footwork. Everyone wanted to talk to Michael about the fadeaway. Everybody, people were reaching out to other players that they idolized to try to get something from to become a better basketball player. I've never heard anyone looking for LeBron James either. I know Rick said it, but I haven't either ever heard of anybody saying that that's the guy they look up to. You have DeRozan and the Bookers and all these other players that are looking for him. And now if it comes out that the guy's using PEDs, it only compounds what we see. Because now not only were they not looking at him to try to emulate his game or whatever, but the guy was enhancing anyway, or boosting is what they call it. He was boosting anyway. So now it takes him down 2 scales. And I don't want to hear any more of this GOAT talk if it turns out that he absolutely is. And again, I don't know how we'll find that out. And I don't want to knock the guy down if he's not. If he's not and he's really spending legit $1 million and he's just a fantastic specimen and he's that special, then God bless him.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
You said we don't know if we'll ever find out, right?
No, you said you called him.
We won't. Here's the thing. We won't find out.
We won't because
the NBA.
Right.
The NBA will make sure we don't find out. That's the face of the league.
That'll kill Adam Silver's legacy.
Guys,
they're already on Adam Silver.
Jay just called the man a fantastic specimen, did he not? Cue it up.
Reaching
foul, bro.
It's not a reaching foul.
Yo, Rob,
challenge it.
The only one on my level.
Challenge it. Yo, you challenging it? A fantastic specimen. Are you challenging?
By the way,
yes
L lost his challenge. There's no more challenges for the rest of the show.
L, you have no challenges.
Yeah, he lost.
But can I still vote?
Look. You can break it down how you want. My question is, are you challenging it? Yes or no? You called the man a fantastic specimen. That's what my bitches called me.
Yo, ain't no bitch never called you a fantastic specimen.
Are you challenging it or not? Are you challenging it or no?
This is wife. This is wife.
He called you out. Are we challenging it or not?
Just as wife. L's crazy.
Cue him up.
I'll save my challenge. Cue me up.
Cue him up. That was the one to challenge, though. If anyone.
Nah, that was pretty good. I might have been nice tonight. I don't agree.
Here we go. Ready?
I think, Jesus Christ, it's crazy. Oh my God. Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
That shit is always gonna be funny, dog.
It never stops. It never stops. The best shit.
Now get in the penalty box with L.
Pause. Hey.
Penalty
That's a close one too. That's a close one.
Did you finish
Get in
your
the
point?
penalty box with L. Nah, no, thank
right.
you, bro.
Yo, Q, jump in here. Pause.
We gotta stop this shit.
Nah, honestly,
I knew that was on his way. I knew that was on his way.
Jay just but Jay's bitter. He's coming off a fucking L right now.
I didn't say anything. I said,
Jay, you
no
my
You know
brother,
what?
but you're bitter right now.
Q. Yo, if you got a chance to rewind the tape, you just said
What
said
can
this
he jump into? You said jump in here.
No, you said
I don't got no box.
Q.
I'm saying
Q.
what you gonna jump into?
Q. You just said Jay is bitter because he's coming off of L. That was crazy.
I said that. Damn.
You literally just said that. The hat trick. Got you, bitches. Got you, motherfuckers.
Crazy. Oh my God. Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
All right. Q. LeBron allegedly could be on roids. What's your thoughts on that? If any.
Man, like
could be on roid.
Roids.
Juice.
Balco.
Yo,
Balco. Allegedly.
Biz out.
Cream.
who the big dogs, man? Like, yo,
Big
when this
B's
shit
over
was-
here.
let's keep it a buck, man. Like in any of these real sports, man, like, yo, how many times have we heard that somebody was using something after the fact? And how many times have we also felt that somebody had been using some type of steroid or whatever performance enhancer during? Like, yo, why homie is running 38 miles, bro? Like, homie only ran 12 last year, bro. Like, homie just lost, like, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's certain things, and he's always been considered to me like a cyborg. I play video games, man. Like, yo, LeBron to me has always been like Cyrex. He's been just like a robot. He's just been like a guy who's run up and down the court, no lungs, iron lungs, doing what he got to do, plays the sport, reaching heights. Like, yo, he's like a stat collector, man. Like, I'm not saying I have no respect for his game, but I'm gonna have way less respect because I had less respect for him playing actually had more respect for him playing at this high level for this longevity of time. But now all of a sudden, getting this credible source, it's really not gonna go nowhere. Let's keep it about.
It's an anonymous source, but
But everybody's been talking about it.
Does that affect his legacy, in your opinion?
Of course it does, man. Of course it does, man. Like, yo, come on, man. You telling me?
It does.
I
still think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, I do.
You know what I mean?
All right, but like, you know what I mean? Like, well, like, but see, but then, yo, but that, see, but that what if factor, and the dates and times as well, because we don't know what the drugs were that they were using back then that helped them play better. Like, yo, come on, you talk about drugs that was strawberry and good and was stiff for cocaine. Those are good.
Yeah.
Cocaine cowboy.
Yeah, did you guys see that Gilbert Arenas shit? He was talking about something like that. He was like, back in the days, they only tested them like once a year. So he's like, yeah, okay, you test them, and then they start taking the enhancement stuff. And he said like they're testing more now. So who knows what this guy's doing?
My question is this, right? And I'll pose you this question, Q, because you're
Tim, I agree.
Your take.
Yeah, please do.
So it is baseball steroids, basketball steroids. Is there a difference? And the only reason I'm asking that, and the only reason I said Q, right? Is it this guy just this fucker here, boy. This motherfucker here. Yo,
who are you talking to? Rod?
I was talking to Q, and Rod just
he jumped in.
He's right away. You know, Rod like, yo, fuck it, Rod you gotta shoot me down. You know what I'm saying? But my question is this: is there a difference? And I'll ask you first, and you kind of like can allude to it.
Yo, to be honest, anybody has a clinical doctrine in this motherfucker? Like, who's gonna really know what?
I understand this. Maybe it's me.
What's the difference between any of these type of sports on what's better for anything? They may be NBA players.
There is contact though.
But there may be NBA players using the same shit that other niggas may be using too, like for different reasons. Like, yo, my muscles. but this is what I'm saying. It's different.
You're never actually physically next to a motherfucker. Like you're batting, you're catching the fucking pill, and you're throwing the shit to various bases or whatever.
Yeah, but then all right. So then I want to see you. All right, so swing a bat, fucking at velocity of 90 miles an hour, hitting 110-mile-an-hour baseball, and tell me that shit all vibrates into your muscle. I'm not saying there's nowhere near. Baseball is the laziest sport ever. Baseball is
I'm out.
oh my god.
Nah,
Got him.
That was nervous.
What
I would challenge that.
Nah.
It vibrates into your muscle.
Okay, hey Q, if you want to challenge that,
I'm gonna challenge that shit,
yeah,
bro.
okay.
Y'all wildin', bro.
He
Y'all
said, grab the bat and it vibrates into your muscle.
Yo, cause what do you do when you play basketball? When you
that's a
fucking-
great analysis, Q.
Like,
That's a great analysis, Q.
come on,
Great
man.
analysis,
Like,
Q.
I don't know.
You know
I'm
what
on
I
a
mean?
fence. Pause.
Yo,
all right.
You got a
So
dirty mind, yo. You got a dirty
using
mind,
challenge?
Cash.
Are you using a challenge?
Cash, you got a dirty mind.
That's crazy, bro.
Keep going.
That is
going.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, that was a vision. That was a vision. Sounded like this, and the lasers came out.
Homie, like an episode of X-Files and shit when the aliens.
Yo, how the hell did you do that?
You can do that on the new Max.
I think fucking Cash
On
is
the new Max?
Jesus, man.
I got mad. I'm like, my new Mac. I gotta update. I gotta do my update on my Mac and see if this is you know.
Anyway, yeah. But yeah,
I was so like fucking
vibrating in your muscle.
Hold on, guys.
Vibrating up your muscle.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Engaged on the newer Max that
Guys, let's give a pause to that fucking confetti shit you just dropped, man. That was fucking.
Okay.
The fuck was that about, bro?
Now
That was very fast.
Niggas just dropped
That was super
confetti.
festive.
Niggas dropped confetti over himself.
That was
and shit.
zesty fetty.
Zesty Fetty.
Now,
At that point, guys. Yeah, let's keep going.
Q, finish your point because we gotta get.
Nah, but like, yo, this is crazy, man. Like, man, yeah. But fucking, yo, you see, this is why we're good at doing what we do, bro. Like this kid, this is why Real Sports Talk is a sport, is a talk show and the podcast that everybody subscribe to. But like I was saying, LeBron has always been like suspected of doing something. Come on, man, homie's 42 years old, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He look like the villain. He definitely looks like the suspect in every crime when it comes.
He
to
look
some
like the
type
nigga
of
from
allegation.
Clockers that was looking for Malik.
Homie.
Double Lindo. He look like Double Lindo.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he look like.
You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. And and they're not gonna be able to prove it. And if they do, the NBA is gonna be a rough patch for the NBA if they do that. But they're not. So, but I think everybody is gonna know. Like, and that's when everybody's gonna just start being like, yo, bro, like, man, you just LeBron, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You're just a regular player. Cause like when you start looking at because when you start looking at a player like a god, because like we even saw Tom Brady, he was the GOAT. It looked like he was never gonna be able to win nothing else, and he was, you know what I mean. In that only comparison, and what happened? He slowed down. Michael Jordan, what happened? He slowed down. LeBron, this motherfucker look like he's gonna run a triathlon, nigga, to his 80s, bro.
He's still jumping out the gym too. That shit is sus.
Like,
that shit is sus. But yeah, I agree. This is all allegedly, by the way.
I'll make this short and sweet, man. Like,
yes.
Pause, and that's pause. Fuck that. Before y'all even fucking start, man.
Yo, I'm gonna start, bro.
I'll make this short and sweet, man.
Out here, bro.
I'll make this short and sweet.
Wait, what are you gonna make short and sweet though?
This comment. I'll make this comment. Yeah. You see, this is helping me speak correct English. That's what I'm finding out. These pause things is because my vocabulary is not. It's not hot. My vocabulary is not. It's lacking. But anyway. So I'm gonna make this comment short and sweet. If LeBron is on performance enhancement stuff, like I said, the league will never let us know that.
Yeah,
he's the face of the league. 22 years, whatever the fuck he's been, they're never gonna say this is why he's been here this long. Yeah. So this will be stuff we're talking about 10 years from now. Was he on the juice? I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll never know, man. We'll never know.
Let me ask you this: when
wait for the 30-30.
Wait, let me ask you this. And Rod and Jay, you guys know baseball. when that shit started in the late '90s, the Sosa thing, the McGuire thing, the Barry Bonds thing, the Rafael Palmeiro, right? When they were all accused of that, they went up for Senate, and they came to find out that they were on this shit. But before, it was no, I think it was Bud Selig was the commissioner, right? Was it Bud Selig? Yeah, Bud Selig was the commissioner. He didn't even want it to get out because baseball was dying at that point.
Booming.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it was dying up until that point. That whole thing kind of resuscitated baseball. I think it was like late '98 or whatever. Do you think, because it's been said that the NBA ratings, we talked about this maybe a couple months ago, the NBA ratings are at an all-time low this year. You know what I'm saying? I think within the last 5 or 10 years. Do you think that they even might be slightly advocating for shit like that?
With an older player like LeBron, I think the answer is no. If the younger players were doing it and they were jumping out the gym and doing things that because I mean, like LeBron is like, this is his goodbye tour. I don't know if it'll be this year or the next year or what have you. But if it were a situation where you saw that was translated into dunk contest shit and exciting things, I don't think that the game is super exciting right now. The 3-point shot is the dominant portion of the game. You're not seeing people doing exciting things closer to the basket. Michael's time was dunks. Before Michael, it was Magic and Larry with the showtime and the passes and the glitz and that type of game. Mike, of course, took the game above the rim, and everybody wanted to be Mike. And a lot of the players were going to the hole, ferocious dunks. Dominique Wilkins, Baby Jordan, Harold Miner. And what?
Going to the hole. That's. I don't know. I might have to fucking bring you up on trial.
They got me last week on that, man. And you were one of the lead people calling for me. When I said that, I said you're going to the hole last week.
The hypocrisy is just trouble.
I remember, one time when I said going to the hole, I was like, this is crazy, bro. Like, you can't talk
the hypocrisy going to the hole. It's just going to the hole. What are we? Are you challenging?
Yo, but see, here's the thing.
I disagree.
All right, here's the thing. How is that a challenge?
I disagree. I got.
What hole are we talking about?
My jury is. I recognize who my jury is. Why would I challenge? I'll take the plea bargain. I'm not going to trial.
I took the deal. Yo, that nigga settled. Like it's settled out of court. Like take the deal. Take the deal. He's gonna 8. I'm gonna do 8 flat. I'll be back home. He's not gonna.
I gotta cue him up.
Yo, at that point, shit.
Oh my god.
That's 2 tonight, Jay.
I think, Jesus Christ, it's crazy.
When the gold medal, the wrong competition.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
No, that reaction was to my words.
I can't say going to the hole in basketball?
Nah.
He said
not on this show. Damn it.
We gotta write out.
You gotta say going. You gotta say going to the.
We got to have some bylaws. You gotta
say going to the rack. You know what I mean? Like that makes you. That makes
you know what we may need to do. We may need to bring an additional person in to just sit there
and with a red flag and a green flag, like.
That shit don't work.
Arbitration.
Going to the hole.
That's what I was about to say. Nigga want to hit some arbitration. That's crazy.
Going to the hole.
That would be funny if you just had like a little mute in the corner, just in the bottom screen, and somebody say something crazy, just throw a red flag. I'll be like, oh, you've been flagged. Just throw a flag out.
But you were saying what? Let's not get too far away.
Let's not get too far away.
You were saying something. I know you had.
So going to the basket.
Yeah. Thank you.
Airtime. Airtime and playing the game of basketball closer to the rim, as opposed to where you're seeing that people are spending a lot of the time.
Rim scared me.
Shooting the basketball from further out, behind the 3-point line. It's not as an exciting basketball game as it would be.
Your articulation just went up 10 levels, man.
Yo, bro. I think Jay and El been chilling together. Them niggas is really learning the whole encyclopedia to expand their whole vernacular for this amazing show.
You expand that whole, you said?
No, their whole vernacular, bro. Chill out, bro.
I ain't
The
hear
whole
vernacular. I
bro.
already explained
Yeah,
your whole.
chill out, bro. Chill out. Now you wild reaching, son. Yo, homie reaching like
I'm just saying.
he
I'm
reaching
just
like
saying.
he reaching like a back scratcher right now. This is vicious, bro. Like this is crazy.
I'm just saying. Go ahead. But yeah, this is everyone watching is like, what the fuck are we watching right now?
Where'd they go?
This is bad television right here. But
Where did these guys go?
What are you talking about at this point?
Yeah, that shit is crazy. But
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we like to thank you for chiming in
Yeah, word.
to another episode of Real Sports Talk. Listen, some of the shit that we say is gonna be absolutely outlandish. Some of the shit we say is gonna be on the fucking money. Some of the shit we say is gonna be like, I don't know.
Watch your fucking mouth. Somebody's gonna be watching your mouth.
Shit is crazy.
But either way you look at it, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you're entertained. Hopefully you learn something, you know, and if we fuck it up, please feel free. Yo, put your, you know, like and subscribe and put your shit in the comments, and we'll be more than happy to review it and be like,
I know they learn. I know what they learn. They learn what not to fucking say. That's for fucking sure.
And, you know, by all means, you know, like you know, be respectful. We'll be respectful to you. We just want to have some fun with it. We want to talk sports. Just a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, old men who think we know what we know. Peace.
Salud.
Salud.
Peace.